Hi, I'm Wendy, and today I'm going to talk about why not having an agenda at networking events may be a better idea than actually having a very planned and meticulous agenda in mind. Now, I do rave on a lot about planning and preparation, and I think it is important, but sometimes it's best to actually enter a networking event with no particular agenda in mind, so that just allowing that little bit of flexibility and spontaneity for the unexpected and things that you weren't planning to could arrive. So I think it's really important sometimes to not even have an agenda. Seems to go against everything I'm saying, but bear with me and I'll give you some very compelling reasons why it's helpful not to have an agenda. The first reason is that it allows for spontaneous opportunities to arise. Now, if you have a predetermined agenda, it might blind you to some of the unexpected opportunities that exist. You've heard of that word, serendipity? Okay, well, that can play a little role in networking events, and staying open to impromptu conversations I think can lead to perhaps some very valuable connections that you might not have anticipated, you might not have planned for. Point number 2, adaptability is key. So that ties in a little bit with my first point. Networking environments are very dynamic and very fluid. So it pays to keep a very open mind, to be alert to changing situations, reading the room, reading the temperature in the room. So being adaptable allows you to pivot and to come to the party when you have those unexpected changes, to go with the flow of the event. So if you've had a very rigid plan in mind, that might not gel too well if suddenly things shift, and they can shift. So have that adaptable approach. Now, the third point is all about being authentic. Sometimes if your plans are too rigid, you can come across as sounding a little bit forced and unnatural and inauthentic. And that is the last thing you want, particularly at networking events. So, just chill out. Keep an open mind. Don't necessarily have everything planned down to the absolute nth degree. That rigidity can come across as being a bit too rehearsed and insincere. Authenticity is what builds trust and builds connections between people. Point number 4 is all about building connections. You're not just there to throw around as many business cards as you can and to work the room and try to speak to as many people as you can. You're there to build connections, build relationships, and ultimately build trust for future collaborations with people. And the last point is, there is some adventure in diversity. Networking events invariably attract a diverse range of people from all sorts of industries and walks of life, from different backgrounds. If your plans are too rigid and they're too set in concrete, then that might stop you from taking advantage of the diversity that exists at networking events. So, embracing the unknown can lead to some really unexpected encounters that could be very positive and very helpful and productive in the long term. So I have talked before in the past about being planned and prepared, and I still say that's important. I think you should not walk into a networking event not having no direction and no goals and no objectives, but don't plan it to the nth degree. Okay, so don't necessarily have a set agenda. Walk in there with an open mind and an open agenda and see what happens. Good luck.